Okay, let's have a look at lick number 1 then, guys. So lick number 1 is like this. Okay, so that's lick number 1, an A minor pentatonic based lick. So we start with the slide into the A5 power chord. After our A5 power chord, we then go into position 2 of A minor pentatonic. Now, position 2 A minor pentatonic lives here, starting on C at the 8th fret. And there's our root note. So second position of the A minor pentatonic scale. And this part of the lick starts with the second finger here on the 8th fret of the B string, which is the flat 7 in the scale. And then we have our finger here on the 7th fret, which is the note D. Okay, and we have a little bluesy, crunchy kind of sound, which happens by playing both of those strings together. And then we hammer on with the third finger onto the 7th fret. And we do a little triplet motion, which then slides down into the 5th fret. So I'll demonstrate how that works. Now, when we get down to the first finger on the 5th fret, we're now inside our position 1 A minor pentatonic. And to finish off this part of the lick, we descend down the minor pentatonic in a swung, with a swung rhythm. And we go back up like that. So we come down the notes. So that lick from this part goes like this. So all together, when you put the overdrive on. So that's lick number 1, a blues rock A minor pentatonic lick. Okay, lick number 2. This is based around the melodic minor scale, so A melodic minor. And we've got a little arpeggio happening, which gives us an E augmented kind of sound to it, which would be chord 5 of the A melodic minor scale. And the way that this works is we're going to be coming out of a minor pentatonic based phrase into it. So it goes like this, with some vibrato at the end. So what am I doing? I'm inside A minor pentatonic, starting on the note A on the 7th fret of the D string, and I have my swung rhythm again, going down to the 5th fret, and then I'm going to the second finger in the middle here to play the major 7th interval in the scale. Okay, so that's the first part, and then I'm going to pick first finger onto the 5th fret of the G string and onto the 5th fret of the B string. Gives me a little augmented arpeggio, and then I'm going to slide up to the 9th fret here on the B string. So the rhythm will go like this. Now that's a really cool little phrase that you can add in for a little bit of colour and then come out of that into any kind of stock minor pentatonic idea. So you can exit out of that at any point that you want to. Okay, lick number 3 is an A natural minor lick, and this one looks like this. So again, our nice swung kind of jazz funk style rhythm going along with this vocabulary. Now, the lick starts on the 9 of the scale, so it starts on the 7th fret. So I'm going to use my first finger here, and we're going to have a little triplet hammer on onto the minor 3rd, with the second finger going up to the 8th fret, like this. Then I'm going to land with my 3rd finger onto the 10th fret of the B string, which is the root note. So I'm inside position 2 here, like that. Then I'm going to ascend back up the rest of the scale from this note. I'm going to go back to the first finger, up like this to the D, and then I'm going to position shift now into position 3 minor pentatonic, and slide up to the E, and then my first finger is going to come back down onto the A here at the 10th fret of the B string. Or you could use it with your 4th finger as well. Either or is fine. Okay, so that's lick number 3, and that's an A natural minor lick. Lick number 4 then, guys, is based around the A minor pentatonic scale, framework position 1, but with some different notes in there. So we actually, inside that framework, we're using some arpeggios, and as well as using the pentatonic vocabulary to help make it a little bit more interesting. Okay, so lick number 4 looks like this, and it's using alternate picking, well, some alternate picking and some legato as well. Okay, let's break that lick down. So it starts off at the top end of A minor pentatonic, so we have 4th finger on the 8th fret here, and we're going to pull off, we're going to pick, and then we're going to pull off to the 1st finger, and then we're going to use alternate picking for the next part. Now we're going to take the 2nd finger and we're going to land on F here, and then we're going to go down to the 1st finger onto E. Now what that actually gives you is an F major 7 arpeggio that you can find inside your blues box. Now this part of the lick is happening over this chord in the track. So you could play this lick over a major 7 chord, as well as playing it over your A minor chord. Okay, so you can apply that in different places as well. So you've got a multiple amount of applications that you can use. Okay, so let's keep going down the lick. So we're going to do a downstroke, pull off, and then downstroke on the F, upstroke on the E, downstroke on the D, upstroke on the C. Okay, so that's the first half. Now this is also using sequencing in this lick. So we're going to go back up to the 2nd finger on the 6th fret here on the F, and we're going to do the same picking pattern on the right hand again. So we're going to pick and pull off, then we're going to do a downstroke and an upstroke, and then down onto the D string, a downstroke and an upstroke. Okay, then we're going to follow that same thing again, and we're going to do the 3rd finger back onto the G string and back down. So pluck, pull off, down, up, then we're going to go back to the D string and then come down the blues scale like this. So we'll get okay, so that's lick number 4. Now it's time for lick number 5, which is the first of our legato licks, and this lick is based around the A melodic minor scale. Okay, so this lick is based around the A melodic minor scale, and the shape that we're using for the A melodic minor scale is this one. Back to the root. Okay, now what we're doing for the first half of this lick is we're using that particular shape here on the fretboard. Okay, and this legato run is based in odd groupings. Okay, now the first 3 notes that we're using the major 7th from the scale, so G sharp, A, up to the B. Now we're doing this in groups of 7, so it's going to be like this. So up and down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then that same pattern is going to go onto the A string as well. And we're going to start from C, the 3rd fret, up to D, the 5th fret, then up to E on the 7th fret. And again, we're going to do the same grouping in groupings of 7. Now the next part, to finish the first half of this lick, on the D string, we're going to go up to the 4th fret, which is the major 6 in our A melodic minor scale. And we're going to take the 4th finger and we're going to hammer on straight on the A at the root here. So straight on the A on the 7th fret of the D string. And then we're going to pull off back to the 1st finger, and then we're going to hammer on the 2nd finger and then the 3rd finger on the major 7th there. So we've got a little chromatic run inside there. Now that little grouping on the D string is in a group of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we've got 2 groups of 7 and 1 group of 5. Okay, so it's going to feel like that the D string lick ends a little bit sooner than the other 2. Now, I'll explain how to feel those groupings within the beat in a second, but I'll give you the rest of the fingerings first. So let's go on to the G string. So on the G string, we're going to step out onto the B flat on the 3rd fret. Then we're going to hammer on to the C at the 5th fret, and then the 4th finger onto the D at the 7th fret. Okay, now I've actually wandered out of the A melodic minor scale at this point, because in the track, that part of the run there lands over the tritone substitution that happens in the song. So there's a B flat major 7 chord happening over that bit before it returns to the A minor. Okay, so let me take you through this part. So again, we've got groupings of 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to position shift up back into A natural minor or A minor pentatonic. We're going to hammer the finger on, or we're going to pluck actually with the pick. We're going to pluck here and we're going to go up the natural minor scale now. So 5th fret on the 1st finger, 2nd finger on the 6th fret, 4th finger on the 8th fret. So you get the 5th, the flat 6 and the flat 7. Okay, so again we're going to do that roll in groups of 7. And then to finish the lick, we're going to go up to the A, 1st finger on the 5th fret, and we're going to do our groupings of 5 again. So 1st finger, then we're going to hammer on with the 4th finger. Then we're going to pull off. Then I'm going to hammer on with the 2nd finger and the 3rd finger chromatically. Like this, up to the 3rd fret, sorry, on the 3rd finger up to the 7th fret. So we're ending on the 9. So at the end of that section, we'll have landed, and we'll be giving an A minor 9 sound at the start of that part of the chord progression. Okay, so let me explain how that we can feel the beat on the right hand. The most important thing whenever you're practicing something in odd groupings, in groupings of 5, 7s or 9s or anything like that, is to know where the right hand has to strike the next string rhythmically in the bar. So that way your fingers are naturally going to cram themselves into the right amount of time, because you need to target the string change. That's the important thing. So over our chord progression, the tempo is about here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the rhythm in the right hand is this. Dum, 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 dum. Like this for the first part. So a good thing for you to practice before you add in the notes in the middle would be to practice getting the rhythm changing to the 1st finger on the different starting points of each string. So fret number 4 on the E string is the start of the first part. Fret number 3 is the starting part of the second part. Fret number 4 again for the third part. Fret fret number 3 for the 4th part, fret number 5 for the 5th part, fret number 7, fret number 5, and fret number 5 again. Okay, so the rhythm is going to go like this for changing the first finger. So it has a bit of a weird kind of altered sound to it, doesn't it? Now, the next thing to practice when you're working on this lick would be to work on one string at a time and get that roll happening and target landing on that first finger in that rhythm that you've programmed into your right hand. So build it up in layers like this. Now you can split the lick into 2 halves. So I'd practice doing the first half and then practice the second half and stick them together. So the first half would be up to the 6th fret on the D string, but still target the string change so that you're programming in the transition. Okay, and then you can bring in the second half, do the second half separately. Now when we end that lick, we're not going to end with a downstroke. We're just going to end with the hammer on. So that was lick number 5, based around the A melodic minor scale. Have fun with practicing that.